please. Let's go mental. Welcome to the stage, Nick CAPPER.
Thank you for coming to Nick CAPPER's comedy show. As you may have known, 2 years ago, Nick had testicular cancer. Therefore, all of the proceeds from this show will go towards Nick buying a second-hand 2005 model Yamaha WR450F. Government funding and donations have kept Nick alive, but with your help, it'll finally be a life worth living. Thank you.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Good! Oh my God, oh my gosh. Welcome to the Museum of Nick CAPPER. Hell yeah. I call it a museum because I'm going to take you guys on a gallery tour tonight. For 15 years I've been doing comedy, but for all of my life I've always drawn pictures. Did anyone here love drawing? Yeah, anyone got a drawing for me now? Anyone? What do we got here, huh? This will show up good on camera. What do we got here? Oh, fuck. It's me as a snake. Oh, no. And would you believe it or not, Dan's a friend, right? He's a friend, and he's drawn me as a snake. It was one night. You know, Maya, you were there. No, just joking. That's his girlfriend. Anyway. What about you, man? Fuck yeah. Oh, my God. Kappa Cthulhu. Volvo reindeer. Dude, there's not enough stuff going on here, right? You got to go for something simpler. No, give it up for everyone doing a drawing, yeah. Oh, man, you seem to drop one here. Oh, man, this looks weird. What do you got here? Oh, man. Oh, this is... Praise Lord Elon. Wow. Dude. Well, I guess there's no bad art. Yeah. Express yourself, brother. Anyway, good to know we got those people in the audience. So, guys, a bit about myself. Welcome to the art gallery tour. I will be your tour guide. The reason I'm going to show you guys all my drawings tonight that I did them last year because I did a show at Sydney Comedy Festival on a Sunday. Now, it's hard to get people out in Sydney, especially on a Sunday, so I got about 30 people in the audience. Like, not too many, but I was fine. I was like, this is good for Sydney on a Sunday, great. And to celebrate, I just went for drinks with the whole audience. And I was like, oh, this is so cool, guys. How'd you find out about me? Do you know me from podcasts or like dick pills ads? And they're like, oh, no, it's actually really cool. 20 of us are co-workers. And what we do is each year we open up the festival guide and we just put our finger on a random page. And yours came up. Isn't that cool? And I'm like, no, fuck, this is terrible. Without these people, I would have had 10 people in. So I just felt awful. I was like, okay, maybe I'll take a break from comedy. Maybe I'll just take a break, go on holiday, and just, I don't know, draw something that makes me, because drawing always makes me feel good. It always makes me happy. You know, I always feel great when I'm creative. You know, I think it's important to be creative, you know, especially in a relationship, you know, like, because my wife, she's like got a job and shit, you know what I mean? And I'm the creative one, you know, like we got to be creative. And I'm not talking about like keeping the spice in the bedroom or anything like that. I'm just talking about in general conversation because I'm the creative one and my wife's got no personality. No, she's got heaps of personality. Some would say too much. She's funnier than me, which is emasculating. Like my job is her side hustle, and she's better at me than that. And I'm like, God damn it, so emasculating. But anyway, I've got to bring the spice. Like at Christmas time, my mother and I were cooking, and my mother spilled some custard on my arm. This isn't going where you think it's going to go. Anyway, I forgot about it, and we were getting ready for bed, and my wife goes, what's that on your arm? Actually, she didn't say it like that. She didn't have a stroke halfway through. No, she was like, what's that on your arm? Now, I could have said normally, my mother spilled some custard on my arm, but it's up to me to bring the spice. So I went like this. I went, Mummy spilled custard on me. She hated it, right? I had to sleep on the couch and I didn't even do anything wrong, right? I'm always doing that kind of stuff because, as I said before, my wife's got a high-paying professional job and I've got scoliosis. So, so I've always got to bring this. Like sometimes she'll be on a very important work call, like a Zoom call, and she'll go, Nick, can you bring me in like a glass of water or a sandwich? And I go, no problems, babe. Now, I could bring it in normally, but I got to bring the spice. So what I'll do is I'll put it on a tray and I'll enter the room like this. And then I'll give it to her and walk behind the laptop and I'm like, Mummy spilled custard on me. She usually likes it. Last time she hated it. She said, Nick, you can't do that anymore. And I said, that's cool, babe. We don't want to jeopardise your job. Otherwise, neither of us have any money. I don't want to eradicate 90% of the household income. She said, no, you can do it. It's funny. Just pick your moments. Like, next time, try not to do it while I'm firing a father of 3. Probably would have rubbed a bit of salt into the wound as well when your boss is firing you and all of a sudden their servant just walks in. Anyway, so guys, before we start, I know what you're thinking. Nick, look, this is an art show, it's a comedy show. It's the 21st century, Nick. We need diverse acts. All I'm seeing here is a straight white guy. Okay, no problem. I got you covered. These are the diverse acts that I've opened for, okay? All right. Okay, we got a lot of white guys here. Okay, got another guy. Hey, but we got Leslie Liao, huh? Yeah. All right, now I know what you're thinking. All right, yeah, Doug's straight. All right, Ari's straight. Leslie's straight. However, Tim Dillon, gay. Huh? That's pretty diverse, right? Huh? Also, Matt Rife, debatable. Like, even though he is straight, he was hanging with a lot of dudes. Anyway, just putting it out there. Nice guy. Now, I also know what you're thinking. Oh, Nick, bloody, I'm not seeing much race diversity. Okay. All right, Tim Dillon's white. All right, Doug's white. Matt's white. However, Ari, Jew. That's pretty cool. Also, Leslie, Asian. Also, a woman, right? That's what we call in the industry a diversity double whammy. Also, Tim Dillon, fat. That's also another diversity double whammy. So that's a diversity double whammy. Oh yeah, you don't get any more diverse than that, folks. The only way you get more diverse than that is if you watch SBS during gay Ramadan. Tried that one out for the taping. Thank God for YouTube. I can say what I want. Anyway, what you can expect from the tour? Yeah, you can expect comedy. If that doesn't work out, we'll just say it's spoken word. Also, poorly formed ideas, that's this show. TikTok and... we all fit in. It's all media. That's a Venn diagram. Best joke of the show. Should have saved it till last. Really should have done that. So, guys, I had to draw my ultimate masterpiece, something that makes me happy. So where do you go for inspiration? So I went on my first holiday to... Yeah, I went to Queensland. Who here's been to Queensland? Oh, hell yeah. I love Queensland. Beautiful, amazing. We were up there for Christmas. It was so great. The thing about Queenslanders is they're either the healthiest people you've ever seen or the unhealthiest people you've ever seen. I'm sitting there, I'm on the beach drawing, and I didn't know that whether there was like a bodybuilding or an inbred hot dog eating competition in the same area. Like, it was like someone left a petri dish in a Lowe's menswear, and they're just like, all right, let's see what happens here, right? They're the best people. I love Queenslanders. So friendly, so much friendlier than most states, I reckon. However, I've got one fucking problem with Queenslanders. It's quite hot up there, and they're walking around with Arctic breeds of dog. Like, they're walking around with Alaskan Malamutes, Huskies. I'm like, what's the deal, Queensland? Well, I thought dogs were man's best friend. What kind of prick takes his best friend out of the North Pole and then makes him walk around Rockhampton? Throws a ball. Hey, catch that, you sweaty fuck. It's not good for anybody, okay? I reckon if you, like, have an Arctic breed of dog in Queensland, you should also have to wear a fur coat all year round. Now, that joke is not that funny, is it? It's not that funny. However, you got to admit, it's clever. Tomorrow at brunch, your friends will say, hey, how was the comedy show? And you go, it was pretty good. One joke fell flat, though, but I liked it. Because he was sticking up for the dogs, all right? Don't see many comedians fucking sticking up for the dogs, hey? That's why they've cancelled the project. Not enough dog content, right? I'm here, I'm doing the work. I reckon we got to stick up for dogs more. Also, dogs in the city, huh? I see lots of dogs walking around Melbourne, huge dogs. I'm seeing greyhounds, Great Danes, and the way these people offset their guilt is they go, oh, they don't need much room. They're a big dog, but they don't need much room. They're quite lazy, you know? And that might be right, but I don't need a bed, but I'm a lot happier with one, right? Like, I don't need a photo of Queen Elizabeth to get an erection, but like, it just makes things a whole lot easier. Anyway, R.I.P. Liz Dog. Enough pet names. So this is this is the first art piece that I drew while I was in Queensland. You may notice I don't have any tags on my artworks. It's because I don't really know what they're about. I just draw what comes out of my head. I love ears. I love the way the teeth like go into gums. I think it's kind of like Lego's nature. Anyway, nature's Lego. Fuck! What the fuck? Already fucked the taping. I'm a fucking 5 minutes in. I spent $2,000. Lego's nature. Lego's nature, and that's going to be the funniest part of the show. I planned all this shit. Do you think I know how to work PowerPoint? No, fuck. Anyway, all right, continue on. Lego's nature. That's what I'm going to call the show. Anyway. So yeah, this is like, I call this one maybe ears because I love drawing ears. I reckon ears are very understated. You could have the most beautiful ears ever and no one would ever comment on them. Like, no one would, you know. It's like having the world's most seductive cane toad or the world's fastest scooter. Like man, if you said, hey, mate, check this out. I got the world's fastest scooter, right? And you showed it to me, I'd be like, oh, you've been breastfed till the age of 10. Like, why would you tell anybody this? What do you got next? The world's smoothest stapler? What a nerd. Anyway, well, let's call that one ears. Moving along. This one is, I don't know, I kind of like this painting. This is one I did. I can kind of sympathise with it a bit. I don't really know what it's about, but maybe because, like, you got this guy, right, and you got these two sexy doggies, right? They got these two sexy doggies, and because their asses are pointing towards him, they think that he's a pervert, right? Because his eyes are facing towards their asses, okay? But really, he's thinking of this sexy, cool green doggy, huh? Is this too relatable? Um, But I can kind of sympathise with this guy, right? Because my wife and I were exercising in the gym on the Gold Coast, and I was just staring into space, right? She hates it when I stare into space. I do it quite often, and I'm just in this gym just staring into space, thinking about the Yamaha WR450F and what a beautiful machine it is. And she's like, Nick, snap out of it. And I'm like, what? She goes, snap out of it. She goes, look where your eyes are facing. And I snapped out of it and realised I was looking straight at this woman that was wearing the tightest gym shorts you've ever seen, and you could see her full vagina. And I didn't know what to do. I felt uncomfortable. Like, I didn't know whether to go up and apologise, but I didn't know what to say. Like, hey, look, I wasn't actually looking at that. I was actually thinking about motorbikes. But that's kind of sadder in a way, isn't it? Like, she'd be like, what kind of freak are you? Why weren't you thinking of this, you fucking weirdo? Anyway, my wife tried to make me feel better. She's like, look, if it makes you feel better, it's hard to miss. She goes, it looks swollen. It looks like she's put a couple of bees down there. And I was like, fuck, she is funnier than me. Fuck. This is so emasculating. I decided to ask my mates about it. I was like, hey, have you ever been caught, like, looking in the direction of a woman in front of your wife, but you weren't actually looking at the woman, you were thinking about other shit? And none of my mates were sympathetic. They were like, what's the name of this gym? They've all booked tickets to Harvey Bay, right? Anyway, we're all pigs. This one is a drawing I didn't do in Queensland, but I kind of finished it off. It was like a sketch that I did a long time ago. I'm not looking for sympathy in any way, but 2 years ago, I did have testicular cancer, and I did undergo chemotherapy for 4 months. The worst time of my life. Awful. Wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. It was terrible. It's the worst thing I've ever been through. However, 3 weeks after I finished, I drew this because my Bluetooth wouldn't connect to the headphones. In a first world country, you really lose perspective quick. This one is, I think it's about being in a crew, right? I've got more than enough friends, but I've never really been in a crew. Like, not in a crew. Like, I'm too weird for the jocks, yet I'm too jock for the weirdos. And I've never been able to find, like, my place. When it comes to voting, I'm like a coward centrist. I vote Greens, yet I ride a dirt bike. I believe in diversity in the workplace, yet I host a straight white male podcast. Once a year, I use my military skills to go to Amsterdam and disable a Eastern European sex trafficking operation and rescue my daughter. Yet I still drink full cream milk. Will I ever find my crew? But I do get jealous of other crews because, I'm not in one, but, there's heaps of crews out there, isn't there? There's a lot of gays around now, isn't there, right? And don't get me wrong, I think it's great. I'm 42 and I never knew there'd be this many gays. Like, there are so many. And I've got no problem with it, but Jesus Christ, there are so many. And look, that's fine. The only bad thing about it is I'm starting to have regrets. Like I love my wife, still attracted to her, but fuck, I should have at least tried it. I should have done that and gone to uni. I haven't been doing comedy in front of you, inbreds. I'll be driving a Land Cruiser with a PhD on the way to a dude's house. And obviously it's better for your health, isn't it? Because my wife and I have been going to this gym and all the jackest people are gay. Like, all the fittest people are gay. And I'm like, fuck, they look so good, I never went to gyms. I was turned off them because people who went to the gym would always talk about the gym. But then I realised that's only beginner gym people. Because when you first start going to the gym, You want to tell everybody, hey, I'm going to the gym. But after a year, you don't want to fucking tell anybody, right? I've been going for a year. I still look like shit. Yeah, don't laugh too hard, you fucks. All right? I'm looking better. Apparently you got to get so ripped that people ask unprompted, hey, have you been going to the gym? Apparently that's the level you got to get to. But I want to go one step further. I want to get that jacked that people ask if I'm gay. They're like, hey, brother, you still seeing a woman? I'm like, yeah. They're like, fuck, could have fooled me. You're looking good. You're looking Matt Rife, debatable. Oh, this one, yeah, just, I don't know, just no funny stuff about this one. Just respect my foreskin, please. Just thought I'd get awareness out there. Before we continue, does anyone have any more drawings they want to show me, hey? Oh, fuck, yeah, what do we got there, brother? Ooh. What do we got here? Oh, fuck, this is awesome, dude. It's me as like a butterfly? With a tail. With a tail. Oh, yeah, needed the tail, I'll tell you that. Fuck, and then the sun up there, just to like, hey, this is where the location is. You're outdoors for this one. All right, yeah. Fuck yeah, dude. That's awesome. Give him a round of applause. Oh man, I see you've dropped one here. I wonder what this is. Oh, whoa, dude. This is awesome. It's a picture of Queen Elizabeth. Say me horny. Whoa, me horny? Doesn't know her English very well. Fuck. This one I really like, but I kind of hate as well. Because it shows that I'm a good artist, yet I'm not a clever artist. I'm not, like, there's no thought behind any of this. You know, like, because I've drawn this crazy green man. Like, hey, look at this crazy green man. But I'm like, hey, people won't see how much of a good artist I am. So what I do is I complicate it by drawing these tongues going all the way around it to go, like, almost to confuse the viewer into going, hey, I don't get it, but there's clearly been a lot of time put into it. So therefore, it's good, okay? It's kind of like the comedy of Tim Minchin. Yeah. Like, that guy'd be fucked without the piano. And that's fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, every artist does it. You know, like, it's like garnish on a plate or a revolving restaurant. Like, clearly the chef of a revolving restaurant has gone, hey, guys, I can't cook good. I could learn to cook better, or let's spin this shit, right? No one ever asked for a review from a revolving restaurant. They're like, who cares? I was spinning around. And you see a lot of comedians do it as well. A lot of comedians, we've got all kinds of tricks. All of us do. You know, you'll see, maybe you've seen this before, is if a joke isn't that good, what the comedian do is they might bang the stool like that. Or like make eye contact and then deliver the punchline louder to make you laugh. Like this. They might go, for example, maybe they'll go, hey, what's the deal with this Israel-Gaza situation? My next door neighbour Gaza is railing my wife. Or what some terrible comedians do is they put some pretty mediocre jokes throughout some decent drawings. This one always gets a reaction. There is a darkness behind those eyes, though, isn't there? Like Caramella Koala, he's kind of chilled out, but this guy's like, hey, can we just stop with the flavours, all right? Let's just keep with chocolate, that's it, all right? I'm tired of it. If some of you have seen my other specials or been to my shows before, I do talk about suicide. I don't like to joke about it. I don't think it's a good thing. I don't think it's funny at all. It's no good. It's a terrible thing. However, I did read that if you talk about suicide, you have a 90% chance of not doing it. So what I do is I put my family and friends at ease by talking about it consistently. When I stop talking about it, call me. I never knew how dark this show was going to be until I just drew what came out of my head. And yeah, so, anyway, that's me mucking about with some AI. Anyway, guys, look, as you can see, I didn't get inspired to create a masterpiece in Queensland. I needed somewhere different, somewhere unique, somewhere crazy. So I went to Fiji. I thought this is going to be different. No, Fiji is just kind of Queensland with more Australians. Has anyone here been to Fiji? Yeah, I was like there drawing, and I don't know if you don't know Australian tourists, picture American tourists timed by like 10. Right? We are louder than any Americans. I'm sitting there by the pool trying to draw my ultimate masterpiece, and I'm over here in Sharon from Ipswich tell everybody within a 100-kilometre radius how many Dan Murphys are in their area. I'm like, Sharon, there's plenty of snorkeling. How about we try that, right? I don't know the effects of like bogan sonar on coral. Like, I've never seen a shark kill itself. For facts about Fiji, 929,766 people. That is 10,330 double-decker buses. Or it's 5,165 single-decker buses. Or it's one 929,766 seat bus. I told you the Venn diagrams was the best bit of the show. No, I did this drawing in Fiji. I like it. I think it's good. It's got a woman hanging off a guy, and it says, "I don't want to get into anything too serious." Has anyone ever had that said to them by a partner, or they've had in the past? No? No? When I first met my wife, I couldn't believe how beautiful like she is. I was just like, wow, this is the ultimate, like, I can't believe she actually wants to go on a date with me. And at the end of the date, she said, I don't want to get into anything too serious. And I'm like, fuck, just my luck. I meet the woman of my dreams, and she doesn't want to get into anything too serious. Then 3 weeks later, she moved from Brisbane to Melbourne, where I was living, and then called and texted me every half hour for the next 8 years. So, still holding on. No, but we're together now, and it's beautiful. We're beautiful. We're you know, like I think like everybody, we're two freaks, two beautiful freaks. You know, but she's a beautiful freak, and I'm more of a grotesque freak. But together, we've made something beautiful, and I'm going to share this with you guys tonight. That is debt. We are in so much debt, but it's beautiful. We're together. Oh, guys. Who wants to play a game? Are you guys ready to play a game or what? Yeah, all right. You ready, brother? Yes. Yeah. I've never seen a man more uncomfortable. All right, you want to play a game? Let's go. Yeah. What about you, man? You want to play? Yeah. Arrange these guys from coolest to least coolest. Martin Bryan or Joseph Fritzl. Hurry up, man. Nah, cancelled. All right. No, speak of the devil. Anyway, fuck it. It's almost better than the Venn diagram bit. I love drawing the devil. There's nothing funny about this other than I think like this is a good drawing. I like thinking about the devil a lot. I think, like, apparently, according to the Bible, the devil comes back to earth every now and then to wreak havoc. But I think if the devil came back down to Earth in 2025 to wreak havoc, and he's like, hell yeah, I'm just going to cause some hell on Earth, and then just sees people like walking around going, hey, devil, I'm working like 12 hours a day, and then I do CrossFit and I'm paying off an air fryer. Hey, devil, look at my Wu-Tang croc gibbets. Check these out, my Wu-Tang croc gibbets. Hey, devil, let's get a selfie. He'd be like, there is nothing to do here, right? You people are all in hell. Take me back down, take me back down. I was thinking of this while I was walking through Collingwood, and they got a lot of clearance sales there, big warehouse sales. And I was thinking about the devil, the way he does come back down to earth in other forms, you know, like maybe it's a school shooting or a massacre. Like, and they're terrible situations and they're awful things, but I was thinking maybe that's the devil coming back down to earth. And when I was thinking about that, I saw a queue of people, like around the block, a big queue of people. And I went up to the end and I was like, what are you guys waiting in line for? And they said, oh, there's a sale on croc gibbets. Now, for those who don't know what croc gibbets are, they are like, you get Crocs, which are like this plastic slip-on shoe with holes in it, and you can get little badges, which are called gibbets, to put in the shoe, to say like, hey, I'm different. Right? I'm creative, right? Spreadsheet during the day, creator at night, right? I'm weird, okay? And I was looking at this queue of people, and I was thinking, maybe massacres just happen in the wrong place. This one I don't really like. A lot of people seem to like this one. I think it's, you know, because I've kind of Tim mentioned the tail a bit. I don't really like this one because a lot of people like it, but I don't like it because it kind of looks like the kind of painting you see in an Airbnb in Byron Bay. Where you're like, hey, I've got no hot water and the Wi-Fi's out. And they're like, who cares? There's a sitar glued to the roof, right? Like having a cold shower, hotspotting from your phone, looking at a Bob Marley stencil painting, and you're like, hell yeah, everything's gonna be all right. I like this painting. I like doing, this is one of my favourites because it's got a lot of my favourite stuff in there. It's got high heels. Love high heels. I'm obsessed with high heels. I will get to that later. Also, it's got white gloves. I love drawing stuff with white gloves. My friend told me, he said, Nick, you shouldn't draw cartoon characters with white gloves because it's got racial connotations. What it comes from is Walt Disney. Because Walt Disney took them from these racist black minstrel shows they used to do years ago, where white men would dress up as black people and they would wear white gloves and dance. So he said, Nick, you shouldn't do that. And I said, man, I'm not going to draw any more cartoon characters with white gloves. Then I sent him this. He said, why would you do this? And I said, you know, I'm your friend. I'm fucking with you, right? And he goes, no, why is he at the beach? And I was like, I don't know, dude. I guess when the swell's good, we're all equal. As I said before, I do love high heels. I think they're awesome. High heels, to me, have a regal quality. Like, you trust someone in high heels. They're a professional. I tried to wear high heels. I tried on my wife's high heels, and she said, maybe master shoes first. And I'm like, fuck, she is funnier than me. This is so emasculating. So, yeah, I think high heels are great because you trust someone. Like, I trust someone. I think that's why all the staff at airports wear high heels. Like, all the female staff wear high heels. Because if you had someone in thongs or like Converse All-Stars checking your ticket before you board a risky vessel in the sky, you're like, I'm ruined. Right? But when I see someone with high heels checking my ticket, I'm like, oh, wow. The only thing these people have got to worry about on the plane is me. We won't talk about that. They don't let you push the drinks cart. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to show you the process behind doing this drawing, then the groundbreaking process behind that joke. Oh, fuck. So here we go, folks, right? My process, all right? Okay, so here we go. Okay, so first I'd start with, like, the lead lines. Then I have, like, the ink kind of lines there. Then I have the background colours. Then I kind of add a bit more, like, shading, like darker shading. And then I'll put, like, more light on there. And then maybe a bit more darkness. And then kind of a bit more detail. And then that's how we do it, folks. What do you think? Yes, yes. Now, I'm going to show you how I wrote that bit. I'm going to show you a real page from one of my notebooks when I was catching a plane back from Cairns. Okay, so here we go, folks. I'm on the way back from Cairns and I'm overcome with chaos. Wild chaos. My brain is scrambled. I have 1,000 ideas and no idea how to execute them. My mind has gone completely crazy. I have a light cold and a sore throat. My teeth have slime on them. Life is a game and I'm losing big time. I haven't been able to support my wife and my funds are reducing. I'm a leech, unable to support himself. That's now found a host. I always find a way to dig myself out, but not this time. Nothing close seems to be around the corner. I'm full of mucus, but yet still empty inside. All of the women that work at airports seem to wear large high heels. I suppose you don't want someone wearing sneakers checking your ticket before you board a vessel in the sky. So yeah, both processes quite different, huh? I've got a feeling this one, just a hunch, that it's about when I had testicular cancer. Yeah, just a hunch. It could be about that. I think boobs and balls are real funny. Like, they're so funny. And, like, just the way they move, like boobs and balls, they're always like... And the bigger the funnier. Like, if you see big prosthetic tits, it's so funny. Like, it's hilarious, right? And balls, big balls are funny. Like, when you see big balls on a baby, that is so funny. I don't even have kids. They're all funny until they get cancer, and then they're not funny anymore. They're quite serious. It's kind of like seeing Danny DeVito. You're like, hey, Danny, well, Danny, look at funny Danny, you know. And then all of a sudden he's got a hand grenade. You're like, whoa, Danny, keep it cool, Danny. This one is just a sad pastel drawing I did when I was in Fiji. It's just, I don't know, sometimes you just have too much to think, like too much time to think, and you're just sitting there and I'm like, I'm worthless. I'm worthless. I got a casual job in a Pilates socks factory, and you know, I got scoliosis, and I'm not that attractive, and I just feel like, I don't know, you know, I could have gone better at comedy, and yeah, I just feel worthless. Anyway, who wants to play a game? Yeah! All right. Which celebrity would you have an incest threesome with, eh? Who's up for it, hey? Oh, Maggie and Jake. Who would do Maggie and Jake? Come on. Let me hear some words. Yeah. Or we got Hemsworth brothers. Oh, yeah, Mike, you love some Hemsworth. Oh, yeah. Oh, we got Brett and Bruce. You thought the Venn diagram one was the best, huh? I'm a magician. You never know my little tricks. This one is, you're annoying. I kind of like this one because I love the concept that no matter how cool someone is, someone else knows them on a deeper level and therefore finds them annoying. I love that. You can meet the coolest person ever, and you're like, oh, that guy's so cool, and you're like, but someone else knows them, like one of their best friends for years, and they're like, you don't know him the way I do. He's actually quite annoying. Like he does this after food, he cleans his gums. You don't see that. I fucking see that all the time. You know? I love that Nelson Mandela won a Nobel Peace Prize. Yet there was still someone out there that found him annoying. They're like, yeah, he's cool, but he always leans back on his chair. You know, if only he cared about the furniture the way he does the South African people. Yeah. I bought that chair at Freedom Furniture as well. Let's see the process behind that, all right? So we got Nelson Mandela and then 15 years of comedy experience. That equals Freedom Furniture, all right? You didn't really need to see any of this, or I didn't need to do that joke, but I've got to fill in time. Yeah, this one I really like. I think this is a great drawing that I'm very proud of. I think it's about social media ruining relationships. Because when you see other relationships on social media, you're only seeing the positive stuff. You're not seeing the negative stuff. Like, I don't know, Sam, you guys together? Yeah, you guys together? Yeah, that's fucking cute. Give them a round of applause. That's beautiful. And, you know, I see you guys smiling during the show, and it's beautiful. You know what I mean? Like, you're together. You know, it's awesome. And you guys are so happy. But when you get home, you know, you'll probably go straight to the toilet and look at Formula One highlights on your phone. And for some reason, she'll put on a shower cap and watch maths on her iPad, right? You know? And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. However, we don't see that on social media. We just see you guys like, hey, look, we're at a bush doof. Scooter! When I was young, see that life was so wonderful. Scooter, are you ready? We're seeing that kind of shit, okay? So that's why I've started a new social media platform to show you the negatives of a relationship, so we all feel better. Like, my wife and I love it. I put this post up the other day. Went on a road trip to the beach. What started out as a conversation deciding which podcast to listen to spiraled into a full-blown screaming match about our needs not being met. Didn't talk to each other for the rest of the day. I got chafe from the beach, right? Doesn't everybody feel good? You know, everyone's feeling... And my wife, she loves it. She got into it, you know. He blew too early again. See, you're feeling better, brother, aren't you? Yeah. Anyway, not to... This is probably one of the best drawings I've ever done. Brett Blake and I started a T-shirt company together. We were depressed alcoholics in lockdown. And he said, Nick, you got to do a drawing for the T-shirt. And I did this drawing, and he loved it so much that he got it tattooed on his arm, which illustrates his IQ level. No, he loved it. And the T-shirt sold really well. And he's like, Nick, you got to do another one. And I was trying to draw it for months, trying to draw something really cool to put on a T-shirt. And I said, Brett, I can't do it. And he said, Nick, how about it's just an animal with a weapon. Why don't you draw like a crocodile with nunchucks and a fire behind it? And I was like, dude, you're a genius. That is awesome. I'm going to do that. So I drew it, and it looked awful. It kind of looks like a skateboard you buy from Kmart. Like, hey, Mum, I want a skateboard. She's like, I already got one at home. This is another, drawing with the white gloves. I only thought I'd show you guys this one because I drew it in Fiji, and it shows that I love drawing stuff with heaps of arms. Heaps of arms. Like, I would love to have 4 arms. It would make life so much easier. You'd be so much more expressive. Like, if you got into a fight with 4 arms, you'd be fighting with the bottom 2 arms, and the top 2 arms, you'd be like, ah, I'm in a fight. You know, like, I don't know, juggling would be easier. You know, you'd be juggling with the bottom 2 arms, and the top 2, you'd be like, oh, check this out. I'm juggling. I'm the juggle man. Sex would be easier too. Like, sex would be awesome. You could jerk off 2 guys and still get a high score on Mario Kart. You're like, keep it down, boys. I'm on Rainbow Road. They're like us too. We're all on Rainbow Road. The uni days that could have been. Now, guys, we're getting towards the back end of Fiji, and this is one of the drawings I did while I was there, because my wife and I were talking about maybe having a family, and I thought, if I have kids, it'd be cool to draw like picture books for them, you know, like storybooks, because you don't often meet a dad that can draw. You know, they're too busy supporting their families financially. So I thought what I'd do is maybe, you know, do like a picture book that maybe would teach them a life lesson. You know, maybe this one's called like Larry and the Dragon. And it's about this dragon, and Larry's got this pet dragon, and everyone's like, whoa, Larry, the dragon, that is so cool, you got a pet dragon. And it looks like such a cool dragon, such a friendly dragon. And Larry's like, you don't know it the way I do. Like, it's actually quite annoying. Like, it's got these big ears, and it listens to every conversation that I'm having. It's very nosy. And then one of Larry's friends says, hey, how about you buy an air horn and put it in your pocket, and you squeeze it every time you talk, and then the dragon can't hear what you're saying. And Larry's like, this is a genius idea. So he does that. He just squeezes it every time he talks, and it starts giving the dragon headaches, like really bad headaches. And the dragon doesn't know what to do. It goes to the doctor, and the doctor goes, I can't see anything wrong with your brain, dragon, it's fine, okay? And then, so Larry keeps doing it because it works. And then after 2 years, the dragon can't take it anymore. The headaches are getting worse and worse. So what it does is it finds an old school bus and it gasses itself in it. But little does the dragon know that 2 children were on board, and they also perish. Anyway, Larry's friends at school find out about this, and they all tease him, and they all buy air horns going, hey, Larry, we know what you did, and they tease him, right? And he can't take it anymore. So what he does is he goes to his room and he sets up a drop shipping business selling air horns to the school. And then he buys the school and burns it to the ground. With the leftover money, he goes to Tahiti, to one of those 7-star resorts. And one time, the sand is too hot for him to walk on. So what he does is he goes, hey guys, I was just wondering if he had 2 servants that could spray the hot sand down with water as I walk along the beach, because I want to walk on the beach. And they go, no problem, Larry. And as he's walking along the beach on the hot sand, but 2 people are squirting the water on there, and he's got a cocktail, he forgets any of this shit ever happened. So what I'm saying is, guys, is hustle and crush your enemies. But guys, I was tired of Fiji, right? I was tired of it. I was bored of it. I needed to go somewhere really inspirational. I needed to go somewhere amazing to create my ultimate masterpiece. Somewhere that has the art of the world. Okay, I had to go to... Hawaii. Yeah, I have got to stop using AI. Yeah, Hawaii was awesome. I loved it. I reckon it was great. I love Americans. Americans are amazing. They're like my favourite people. This is how cool Americans are. I'm just sitting at this bar at Waikiki, and then this old American guy in a Hawaiian shirt just walks up in front of everybody at the bar, and he just does this. He goes, would you look at that, huh? Another day in Waikiki. No one knew him. No one asked him to do that. And it was awesome. You know, like imagine doing that in Australia. Like imagine going to St Kilda Surf Club and walking up to the front and just going, would you look at that, huh? Another day on St Kilda Beach. You get called a slur like 3 times. You're like, hey, what happened to Barry? He got ran over by a Ford Raptor, declaring his feelings for St Kilda Beach, right? I was only disappointed with one thing in America, and that is I wasn't allowed to fire any guns. Right? Hawaii, it's like America light. So they've got the same gun laws as Australia, which is so annoying. Like, I love guns. If I was Prime Minister, I would make guns legal. But I'd also have another caveat, and that is you're not allowed to kill anybody with them. Just threaten. It would make things a whole lot easier. Like, how many of you guys been in this situation? You know, where you go, hey guys, I'm hungry. What do you say we get a Palmer? And someone always goes, where I'm from. We call him a palmy. Wouldn't it be cool to just go, hey? Maybe don't say that again. Like, who cares? You know, palmy, turn around, walk into the ocean. Like, I don't care, you know. Well, how many of you guys been in this situation? You know, when you're at the bakery and you've been waiting in line for like 20 minutes and you finally get to the front and the guy in front of you does one of these. He gets to the front and he goes, oh. Oh. So hard to choose. Oh. You can shoot them. That's the one bullet you do get. But anyway, I was in Hawaii and I was trying to draw there. I drew this picture, and yeah, it's not so bad, you know. But I was like, fuck, I'm never going to be able to draw my ultimate masterpiece. I kind of failed at that, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to get drunk. And my wife and I, we just got drunk and we were smoking cigars on the beach. And I was looking at her smoking this cigar, and I was like, I may not have drawn my ultimate masterpiece, but I know there is one work of art that makes me happy. And I'm going to leave on showing you the process of that work of art. Thank you guys so much for coming out. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What a beautiful machine. Thank you guys so much for coming out. This has been awesome. Also, I should let you guys know, 2 weeks ago, I did buy a Yamaha WR450F.